Mirror, mirror, is there a doctor in the house? Someone who can help when I'm feeling down? Or is that me to pick myself up when there's no one else around? Well, let's talk about it. Hi, guys. Hi. Welcome back to the channel. Oh, and if you're new here, let me introduce myself. I am Chosen. And this is Beyond Your Reflection. This is a channel created by me, designed for you. However, together collectively, we're going to come together, peel back those little ugly layers until we get to what makes you beautiful, baby, because it comes from the inside and it shines from out. So, pull up a chair to the celebration, honey. Grab your snacks and your drink of choice, and let's talk about it. Is there a doctor in the house? Is there a doctor in the house? Can someone help me? Think about it, you guys. So today's episode is basically self-care. When there's no one else out there to help you but you, then you use you to help you, if that makes sense. So think about it. Today, I'm dressed as a doctor, okay? I have on all my gear. And you guys know, for those guys who have been rocking me, my original Savvy Buddies, I use everyday things, places, objects, whatever, and I use it to make extraordinary content. So you guys will be able to relate. So everyday things that we go through or that we use, this is what we do to this channel to help you to relate to what you're going through. So it's been a while since I've been here. Now, I did have an excuse for the last 2 Sundays. I was out of the country working, okay? But before that, the purpose of today's topic basically was self-care is because that's something that I needed. And I know it's something that you need also. But you know how I am. I start with self. So you guys, the last couple of months, I've been putting out content. I've been, scripting, writing down things that, I figure can be able to not only help me, but help you guys as well. And I got discouraged. Just gonna be honest. Excuse me. I saw the content was out there, but like I wasn't getting any views. So I just felt like I was just talking to myself. So it did discourage me. It really did. Not having support or encouragement. Sometimes an accountability partner is amazing. That's, just like with your doctor. If you go through something or you have to go see your doctor gives you a prescription. Write down what you need to go home and self-care to get yourself better. So that's basically what all we're going to be talking about today. So I was going through because I was like, I feel like this is not working. At first it was something that I did because this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to put out content. I'm not saying that, right now I'm looking to have a plaque on the wall with YouTube on it. Oh, that's coming. We're putting that out in the atmosphere. But for right now, in the present tense, I just want to be able to relate to someone. And I don't know who that someone is because I don't see you guys. Nobody's talking to me. I'm not getting any likes or comments or anything that's telling me, hey, it makes sense what you're doing. Keep going, almost like a cheerleader, personal cheerleader. I talked about that in my first year episode, being your own cheer support when no one else will be there for you. Excuse me, guys. I still have this lingering cough with my allergies. And hey, had to call my doctor for that. But once again, just having this support, the support means a lot. And when it comes through, when you're going through things, especially when it comes to your health, whether that's mental or physical, you know your body, your mental, when you've had enough or you're at your breaking point or you're just not feeling good. That's when you call in your actual doctor. Well, hopefully you go to Dr. Butt first, but that's when you call in your actual doctor. Hey, these are the symptoms. This is when it started. This is how I felt. This is what happened. This is what didn't happen. You go through those and you go in to physically see your doctor. Your doctor does things, diagnose. She looks at you first. Let's start there. Look at you first. Remember, I told you, stop the person in the mirror. She looks at you from the outside. He or she looks at you from the outside. Okay, so what happened? When did it happen? When did it start happening? What caused it? What were you doing? Literally, ask yourself all these things. What caused you to start acting this way, whether good or bad? But we're going to use bad tense. What was it that made you want to lay in the bed for a week? Talking to myself as well. What made you want to give up? What made you think that there was no way? What is it that made your health mentally, physically, and then spiritually start to fail? What is it that you were not doing or did that may have caused that situation to happen? So when you go to your actual doctor, these are questions that are asked. And then you have to think about it like, okay, let's say in the physical sense, the weather change. Or I had on the wrong outfit. It rained and I got wet. Anything that can cause physical ailments. Okay. You'll go back to when that happened, where you were, what happened, or whatever. And then your doctor is able to say, okay, let's do this and the other. The very next thing that they do, vitals. Check your vision. Make sure you're seeing everything correctly. Go to your hearing. Make sure there's nothing in here, anything that you're putting in, that you're saying that is not supposed to be there. If you're saying things that are bad or you constantly hearing things that are bad, it's going to automatically start making you feel bad. You're just like this and you did that and I remember this and you this and that and the other and whatever you're not supposed to be, all that stuff. When you start hearing that, you start thinking it. Then you start seeing yourself, well, maybe I'm not. Well, it could be. It's possible. Then you start self-doubting. Then when that happens, then you automatically, everything else is going to fall in line. Whatever it is that you're thinking, and you're seeing, and you're speaking and hearing to yourself, that's exactly what's going to happen. Just like I said, going back to physical terms, when you're sick, it starts with the fever. Then the fever shuts everything else down. It always starts. That's why the first thing they do when they go there is they check your temperature to make sure you're good, because that's where it starts. It's able to tell you the do's and the don'ts and what's going on inside. So in the beginning, you start with the mental. What is it that brought you to that point? With me, like I said, I just didn't have the support system that I'm used to. And like I said, going back to being my own cheerleader, that's fine. I can put out content for days. I can talk to myself for days. And I am the life of this party. However, there are times when you want others to be out there for you. You really like I told you, one of the biggest things was my mother used to always say, I'm so proud of you. Y'all, that did something to me then. And still when I hear it now, it just, I don't know, it solidifies. It makes you feel bigger and better than the circumstances that you're going through. And it also lets you know that whatever you're doing is working. People are starting to see. Well, that's where I was at. I felt like things that I was doing, not even just for the channel, like in my regular life, my job is a disaster. I don't even want to talk about that. I'm approaching 7 years in January. The first 5 were amazing. These last 2 have been exhausting, and it has worked my mental. But every day I recite serenity. You guys remember a couple of episodes back, I keep telling myself, okay, I can't change how these people act, think, and do, but I can change how I respond. Got it. Working on that. That helps with the mental. That helps me when I see things that I don't agree with and when I hear things. Okay, so if I told myself the total opposite. That's even when you're sick, in the physical. Keep telling yourself, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna get better. 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 Tomorrow I'm gonna be able to get out of the bed. Okay, tomorrow I'm gonna be able to eat solid food because maybe it was soup, because your throat was hurt. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you dealt with it because you told yourself that. So when your doctor in the physical tells you this is what's happening, it makes you feel better because now you know what the issue is in the diagnosis. So therefore, you know how to deal with it moving forward. That's why when they give you your appointments and they give you the medication, then they tell you go home and do X, Y, Z. This is what self-care comes in. Only you, baby, can take care of yourself. Only you know what you need. Only you can tell yourself what to do and what not to do. This is all about you. Another thing I want you to think about when you go to the doctor. Yes, I have my tools. Remember, I'm a filmmaker, so I have things. These are props. But it's another thing. Think about it. What is one of my main things, one of my biggest things that I always say? Breathe. This is what this is for. Now, I'm not saying you got to go run out and get this, but pretend that you have one of these in your possession. And let's say that circumstances or life is lifing and just getting on your entire nerve, honey. Take that deep breath. And exhale. Think about your doctor. That's what they do, right? They put these in their ear, put it to your chest, and they listen. They listen. Exactly what it is. You take that breath in, take that breath out. Take that breath in, take that breath out. And eventually, they're going to be able to tell you, okay, it's something internally. Something going on the inside that we need to deal with. And then that way, once we deal with what's going on the inside, you'll start feeling better on the outside. Pun intended on everything I just said. With me, remember my diagnosis 2 years ago, I had a pulmonary embolism, which means my lungs, everything on the inside was shutting down. So they gave me the proper medication that I had to do, and I had to go home and continue that journey, continue that self-care to get myself back to 100. This is what I had to do. Well, in the spiritual sense, baby, it's the same exact thing. You know yourself. You know when you're not having the best of days. You know when you don't feel like it. That's when you have to. That's when you get the most strength. As much as you would want to lay down and soak in that soil diaper, we talked about that last year. As much as you would lay there and want to just sit in that sorrow, you have to get up. You got to do the work. Listen, what's going on the inside? What is it on the inside that we need to medicate? Well, that means with your affirmations, you talk yourself out of what it is that you're going through. That's when you listen with the ears. What are you saying? What are you putting? What are you actually putting inside you? Spiritual medication. What are you telling yourself every day? If you're saying it's not going to work, then baby, guess what? It ain't. But if you say, you know what? Today I may not feel like it. Tomorrow may feel the same way. However, but on that third, fourth, or fifth day, or whatever it day, baby, do not let these 7 days in this week go by. Oh, I hit on 8. Do not let these 7 days in this week go by before you start to do something with yourself. Before you go wash your hair, before you put on makeup, before you put on that outfit. I don't care if you just go from your kitchen to your living room, honey. But you got to put in the work. You are your own self-care physician. You're the only one who can talk yourself out of a bad situation. You're the only one who can tell yourself, okay, I don't feel good. That's the diagnosis. When you first can diagnose, or when you first understand what it is that you're dealing with, what this sickness is and what it looks like, then that's when you come up with the solution. Think about it just like with your doctor. When you first realize something is going wrong, take notes, write it down on this day, this time, whatever, this happened. I did not feel good. Okay. The next day, okay, I got up. I washed my face. The next day, I got up. Yeah, simple things like that mean so much. And if you think about it once again, when you go to your doctor takes notes. They call doctor notes. They take notes, they diagnose, they take notes, and then they send you home with the self care things that you have to do. Same thing with yourself. When you realize what you're going through, when you realize what that problem is, when you realize you're not feeling yourself, when you realize that nobody else is going to be there for you, when you start feeling hurt, down, depressed, when you want to give up, baby, that's when you dig deep within yourself, pull out your equipments and your tools. You write down what it was, what it is, and what it's going to be. All right, it is depression. Let's put that out there. Okay, on this day, I didn't feel like XYZ. Okay, boyfriend left me, the dog ran away, goldfish died, lights got cut off. Whatever it is that is causing you to feel mentally, physically, and spiritually drained, or in some type of sickness that causes everything to shut down, that's when you have to be your own physician. You first diagnose what the problem is, then you take notes as solutions of what it is that happened, and then what's the reaction. What are you going to do to get yourself out of the situation that you're in? How are you going to heal from whatever it is that you're going through? Well, it starts with you. Self healing. You have that conversation. You tell yourself, okay, we're done. This is the last day that we're going to cry. This is the last day we're going to cuss, fuss, drink, smoke, do drugs, or whatever. The next step is, okay, now what do I have to do? Okay, instead of wine today, I'm going to drink some tea. Maybe I should drink some water instead of that beer. Whatever the sickness is, and when I say sickness, I mean whatever that dark place is that is causing you to not work within 100% of yourself, that's the sickness. That's the part that you've diagnosed. That's the part that you see. That's the part that you know that is not allowing you to be 100% of yourself. So now you take whatever percentage that is taken away from you, and then you start, it's like a puzzle piece. You write it down, and then you start putting things together. Okay, well, what is it going to take for me to get better? If today I didn't feel the same, or Monday may not work, Tuesday may not work, okay, by Wednesday, okay, we should be, boom. Thursday, all right. By the time you get through diagnosing yourself and writing things down, you'll be surprised where you've come from. And then you can go back and look at your notes, look at your doctor notes, and be like, wow, that was one hell of a week. That was one hell of a day. That was one hell of an hour. But guess who? It's feeling better now. Guess who got through it? But always remember, you guys, it starts with you. And this is one of the most powerful things right here that I love, even though it may sound crazy. I know I'm not a real doctor, baby, but I play one on this YouTube TV. But when you think about, like I said, the things you go through with your doctor, you have to step on the scale. Well, you first make the appointment. The appointment is you sitting down with yourself. Let's break down the steps. Okay. You first make the appointment. And then you write down what it is exactly, how it feels, what's going on, when did it start, what happened, what transpired, what caused this part of the sickness, what started the sickness. Write that down and identify what it is. And then you start to tell it, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at what the situation is. I want to listen to what it is that happened, and then things that I'm going to tell myself to change the reaction from that action. And if I have to, I will stop. Them deep breath changes everything. If you think about it, even when you're at your doctor's office, like y'all could be talking about everything, and then the moment you say, all right, take a deep breath, exhale. Again, exhale. Now, she may put it on different parts, but I want you to think about different situations that is causing you, that is draining your energy and your battery, that is causing you to become sick. Then I want you to think about, like I said, you take those deep breaths and then you actually write it down. Prescribe your medicine. What it is that's going to make you feel better. Okay, you've been laying in this bed all week. Maybe change some sheets, some pillowcases. All right, turn on some music. Start dancing. Go for a walk. Go play with the dog. Write it down. Read a book. Look at TV. Watch comedy, Disney, whatever it is. You do the opposite of what it is that's causing the sickness. And I guarantee you will start to feel a whole lot better. You know how when you get medication and they tell you to take these for the first 7 days, the first 3 days, honey, after that third day, you're like, oh, okay, I'm good. That's how many days I want you to give yourself. Think about it in the regular tense. When you go to the doctor and they tell you it's going to take 7 days, 3 days, or however, 5 days, that's how much time you give yourself to go through that situation. And once you feel better, baby, you can conquer the world. Feel better about yourself. But you need to be that self-care. You need to be that person, your own personal physician. You know yourself better than anyone else. That's why even when you go to your doctor asks you, they also ask you about your history. Is this genetic? Is this hereditary? What it is about you. And only you know the goods and the bads, the beautiful and the ugly, the wonderful and the fearful. Only you know that. That's why you have to take care of yourself at all times. Even when you don't feel like it, that's when you get the most strength in your weakest time, believe it or not. The moment that you do not feel, that's when you have to, in order to get better, you got to do better. And with that being said, my friends, whenever life start lifing, gets in your way, baby, don't allow it to get you so down that it takes you away from who you are. And when that happens, suit up. Take that deep breath. Tell yourself, this too shall pass. And watch. Within the first 2 days, 3 days, couple of days, you'll feel a whole lot better. That I can promise you. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this moment. I hope that it meant something to you. If so, thumbs up. Please just let YouTube know that I'm out here in these streets, honey. Oh my God. And hit the notification bell. It's in the bottom right hand corner right there. It literally says subscribe. Just click it. Just click it, please. And just thank you. I truly appreciate it. Next week, we're going to come back. Now, you know, when you go to your doctor, what's the first thing they ask you for? Do you have insurance? Well, if I depended on you to be my insurance policy, are you a liability or an asset? Think about it. And let's talk about it on next week. Until next time, my friends, I love everything about you, and so should you. I wish you nothing but peace, love, and healing. Until next time.